Welcome, everybody. People are coming on. I see some people coming on here, and I'm just so glad you're joining me for the last day of this 5-day challenge we've been doing right before the holiday week. I'm Elle Ingalls, creator of the pressure-free method, the on-the-go stress management method that helps you break the stress cycle. If you don't know what that is, we need to get together, because the stress cycle is what happens whenever you start to feel an emotion or start to feel tension in your body and you trigger the fight or flight stress response. When you do that, your body and mind are flooded with a bunch of chemicals. They're called hormones. Can't believe I use that word all the time and talk about it all the time. But these hormones are the things that cause chronic mental and physical illness. So if you're stuck somehow, if you have some pain somewhere in your body, if you're experiencing anything mentally or physically that's holding you back from your true potential, the pressure-free method can help unlock that for you. On this last day of the challenge, we're going to talk about planning. And I mentioned yesterday that there's 3 types of tools with the pressure-free method. So let's just review a bit. We've got targets, triggers, tools. Targets, what are you aiming for? What do you want to see happen? What do you want to see shift or change? What would make your life better? What do you need to have change? So a target is anything that you're aiming for. And remember, we've got to supersense it and supersize it, aim beyond the target so you can hit where you really want to go. Targets come first because that's your fuel to use these other 2 steps. Second step is to identify throughout your entire day what makes you feel angry or annoyed, anxious or afraid, ashamed or abused. Anything that makes you feel tightness in your body or too excited. Getting too excited is going to release too much of these hormones as well. That's why you'll get too excited and then you'll hit the wall and you'll drop. So identifying your triggers, and I always say gently play with this, because you may notice triggers that you've had for decades and you can't believe that you've been overreacting to something for a long, long time. It's okay. Today is a new day. You get to start fresh every single moment, every single day. Because we are human. I'm human. I'm almost 12 years into using this method on myself. April 2022 will be 12 years. And I have my days. It's like a science experiment, watching my mind not work so well, watching my body not feel so well. So stress hormones really take us out. And once you're free of them, you really get to understand how much they were taking you out in your old life, as I used to think of mine. Like, I never want to go back to that old non-pressure-free life. I prefer to live pressure-free each and every day. 3 types of tools. So tools in the 10-second solution. That's step 3. From a resting heart rate, you have about 10 seconds before your heart will charge up high enough to release these hormones. What can you do in that 10-second interval? All kinds of things. In my courses, I have built dozens of tools to help you because you're unique. What set of tools will work for this person might not work for you. So I've come up with all kinds of different tools, and they fall into 3 types. Body tools, so you're actually using your body to not overreact. In day 1, we did the Ferris wheel, the 3-point shot. We got the body moving, because a large motion is one of the only ways an adult can actually rewire, create new neural pathways, and create a new habit. So that's why I have you make a motion. So body tools, mind tools, and we've done quite a few of mind tools throughout this series. And then the last are life design tools. When I shared about the spirit of contribution, that's what I consider a life design tool. You're moving away from being in a competitive mindset into a contributing mindset. That is super powerful. It will change your life. It will change your relationships, because we get very competitive in our relationships, in our friendships, in our family relationships. And when you can really open up and really step into your higher self and be contributing instead of competing, a lot of stressors will simply disappear, because you're no longer trying to be the best. You're becoming your best. You've probably heard that phrase before. This is how you do it. And pressure-free is definitely the fast track to any of this. So if you're looking for cutting edge, if you're looking for leading edge in your life, ways that you can step your game up, the pressure-free method is so effective quickly because it's based on neuroscience. It's based on the biology of your body. So let's dive in about a life design tool to close out this little series. Some of my clients use this tool and some don't. The ones that use this tool, I see them really explode with transformation. It's incredible. And the reason, there's a deep reason why this tool can be so effective for you. I built this tool when I had a coach I was working with say to me, Elle, you need to write your dreams, goals, visions. You need to write your goals every single day. And I'm like, every day? I usually do it once a year and revisit it quarterly, look at my progress monthly or weekly, you know. I said, no, every day. And when I tried to have a little bit of pushback, they said to me, so you don't have 5 or 6 minutes every day? I'm like, I have 5 or 6 minutes every day. So notice how you will instantly have a little bit of resistance against a suggestion someone makes for us. That's because all of us have a little switch in here. I call it the know-it-all switch. Oh, I already know that. I'm good. How many times do I hear this? I've got my stress under control, and yet I can see on the person's face that they've got TMJ, they're clenching, their shoulders are up to here, and their abs are tight. And they've got furrows in their brow. Oh yeah, everything's fine. You've got it under control. No, it's not true. It's not true. The body reveals, okay? If you take a meditation for anything, that's your body revealing that something is out of whack. Something isn't working the way it should be working. Chronic disease, mental, physical, all caused by these hormones. So if you feel resistance when I say you need to begin writing your future every day, I want you to relax your belly. By relaxing your belly, you tell your brain that you don't need to resist this and force this away from you and repel it, but you can be open to the idea. So if you find yourself in a circumstance where you're finding yourself resisting a suggestion or idea, relax your belly. Just take it in. Maybe it's not going to apply to you right now, but maybe a few months from now, you're in a situation like, remember what that crazy lady said, that pressure-free lady? So stay open, relax your belly. I've created a 3-step method, not just writing your goals every day, but a little 3-step method. And it's a part, do I have my planner? Yeah. It's a part of my pressure-free planner. So this, if you haven't seen it before, is the pressure-free planner. I'm on quarter 4. I'm almost finishing up quarter 4. So there are 3 or 4 books this size because it's pretty big. And it's also an online planner with PDF filler. So if you like the online version, that's available too. If you're interested in this planner, let me know. It's really changed my life to be doing my own planner. But I've arranged it to fit perfectly with the pressure-free method and this particular tool. This is tool 9 of my basic set of tools that I teach in the 2nd session of my course. It's 3 simple steps. I like things to be simple for you because then you can actually do them. So step number 1 is to write your goals, dreams, or visions. I added dreams and visions when I had a client who, whenever I mentioned that word goal, I could see their body tense up and they're like, he's a salesperson. He's like, I don't really like that. I have to do goals all the time. So I said, okay, what about dreams or visions you have for yourself? And these dreams, goals, and visions are top of mind in that moment. So it could be about tomorrow or even something happening later in the day or something happening in 10 years. It doesn't matter what or when. It's very open. And I'm doing that very purposefully. I want you to get out of the box of having to think like, I have to create this goal and then I have to do this and this and this. There's no have-tos. In pressure-free, we let go of a lot of have-tos and shoulds. And this one about goal setting can totally transform how goals are working for you. So what are some dreams or visions you have for yourself? Is there someplace you want to visit? Someone you want to spend time with? Anything. Go ahead and write a few down. And then the second step of this planning little tool is to write down 2 action items for anything that you've just written down. So let's say I want to take a a trip to Scandinavia. I just found out I'm part Norwegian. How cool. I've always felt this pull toward Scandinavia. So I'd like to go there someday. Now I have a friend in Denmark, like building friendships. So this could happen. So maybe I'm just going to spend 10 minutes researching what cities I want to visit in Scandinavia. So a little 10-minute action item. You can put down more than 2, but at least 2, because what we want to do is start getting some momentum going on your dreams and visions. A little bit of action just kind of gets, it's like when you have a sticky jar cap, like you can't get it off, and then suddenly it's free. Writing down these action items is the freedom of opening that up. It's like you've opened up the possibility that you might actually go there. You've opened up the possibility that you might achieve that time for your 5K or your marathon or your half marathon or whatever it is you're working on right now. Or you might get that job promotion because you've just unlocked a little 10-minute thing you could do to make it possible. So 2 action items. Then under that, you can do this either in your electronic planner on your phone. I use a physical planner and I use my pressure-free planner. So I have 2 planners. I like paper because I write with my hand. I manifest when I write with my hand, not so much when I tippy tap on my computer or my phone. So this is my planner with all my appointments. It was a pretty big day today. And then I take any of my appointments and anything that's important to me in the day. I also write it in my pressure-free planner on this side of the page. Let's see if I can find an example. So on this side, the light's really bright. Sorry about that. Can you see how there's a little column, say adjective? So you write down all of the things that you're doing in that particular day. And it could even be personal things like dinner with your partner or skating with your son or whatever it is. Next to it in the adjective column, put a word that describes how you want to show up. How do you want to feel doing that activity? This little third step right here could be so life transforming for you. Most of us allow all of the exterior situations and people decide how we feel. We're not in control of our emotions. I just saw somebody post about anger. Sorry, you do not need to be angry in a relationship. Anger is because you got over annoyed and you overreacted. There's very few things that you should ever need to go into anger over, really seriously. And pressure-free shows you that way. Anger only harms you. It harms you seriously. And so, sorry, went off on that a little bit, but how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel angry while you're having dinner with your partner? Great. No, I'd rather have a beautiful time. So what words describe how you want to show up? You get to choose. In any given moment, you get to choose. You can have a fantastic dental appointment, an amazing oil change. I once put amazing next to my oil change. I think it was the word amazing. I use that a lot. I was working on my book, so I brought all my stuff down. I'm sitting there on the couch in sweats, having a great time writing. And this woman came over to me. She's about 80 years old. And she said, if you don't mind me asking, dear, what are you working on? And I said, I'm working on a book. I'm a stress management coach, and I'm writing my first book here. And she goes, oh my goodness. She goes, I run the cancer support group. Would you be willing to come and talk to our group? I was like, I'd love to talk to your group. I lost my mom to breast cancer. So we had this beautiful discussion. If I was having a crappy time getting my oil change, just sitting there waiting, ticked off that they're taking so long, that woman would have never come over to me. But because I was having an amazing time at the oil change place, this woman felt free to come over to me and ask what I was doing. I ended up coaching an amazing client because I went and talked to that support group. So when you decide how you want to feel, that's a game changer. It's a game changer, not just for you, but for everyone you come into contact with. You have the power. And the more pressure-free you live, the more you have the power to choose your emotion in any given situation so that you're not living under the line. You're living above the line. You're living above the line. And you deserve it. That's another whole discussion for another whole challenge sometime. But it's been my honor to give you this little 5-day challenge. If you're just catching this now, go back through my feed on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and you can catch days 1 through 4 as well. And by the way, I'm going to put a link down here and you'll see it on my feeds too. I'm doing a special planner session next Wednesday. So next Wednesday, I'm going to do a 90-minute pressure-free planning session to kick off the new year for you. It's going to be very impactful and powerful. If you've liked some of this here, then that might be a great event for you to jump on and experience pressure-free a little deeper. And gosh, if you want to have a deeper conversation, if pressure-free sounds like it might be helpful to you, to someone that you love, to your company, to a group you belong to or work with, please reach out. And the last little piece of information today is that I still have spots for my 2022 pressure-free certification program. If you want to learn, master, and begin coaching the pressure-free method, it will begin in February, but people are signing in and there are definitely limited spaces. I'm only going to allow a certain number of people in this program through my interview process, and people have been pouring in with interviews right now. So that's very exciting. Time to spread pressure-free around the world, and I am looking forward to sharing with others so that they can coach this method too. So if any of that flips your switch and you're like, I want to learn more, just send me a private message if you want. You can always go to my email, l@pressure-free.com. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to what this new year is going to bring. I wish you a beautiful, peaceful holiday season. Keep using what you've learned in this challenge, and it will truly start to transform your relationships and how you're experiencing your daily life so that you can really start to become pressure-free and start living that way. So have a beautiful holiday. Bye.